Hi, I'm Daniel, and this is We Don't Know What the Hell We're Doing Kitchen. So, something you might notice different about today is that someone's missing, Savannah, actually. So, this week is just going to be me, and I'm going to be making her a 3-course meal. So, Savannah doesn't get to know what any of it is before I give it to her. And so, I'm going to be making 3 things for her. And there's an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. All enjoyed with a glass of wine. So, that is what we'll be doing today. If I use any recipes, the links will be in the description down below. Some of it will just be my general knowledge. So if you want us to make anything in future videos, some of you have been leaving some things in the comments. Continue to do that. We'd like to make some of them, and we'll get around to them. Okay. Alright, so we'll need baking powder, flour. I'm using Kentucky Colonel personally, cornstarch, mushrooms, and some water and salt. So you're gonna want to put a pot with some oil in it. That's gonna be for the frying. And so we're not making anything large, luckily. So we're just gonna be using a pretty small pot to boil these in. Sorry, fry them in. And so you're gonna want just enough in there so that the things are completely submerged while they're cooking. Alrighty, so now we're gonna be mixing our batter together. So it's going to be 3/4 a teaspoon of a baking powder with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And also here we have 1/2 cup of cornstarch that's going to go in the mixture. We're kind of basing this off of the recipe we've done in the past for the Nashville hot chicken. This is a cup of flour. Again, I'm using Kentucky Colonel, really well seasoned. Not endorsed or anything, obviously, but it's going to make a good batter. And we have some buttermilk poured out here to fry the mushrooms in. Alright, so I've cleaned the mushrooms and kind of cut them in half just because of size reasons. And I've also taken the stems off just because that's the way I prefer them. So now we're going to be rolling them inside of the dry mixture we made. And then we're going to be putting them into the buttermilk, which normally for chicken that's to tenderize the meat. However, for this we're just doing it for the flavor. And then we're going to be frying it in the oil after rolling it back in this again. Alright, I'll show you what that's like. Alright, so now I put that in there, and they've been frying for a little bit, so it's seeming like they're stopping activity, and you're going to want to put them in there, and just fry them until you think they're ready. I'm not entirely sure that's going to be, honestly, but I'll check it soon. So I did that there, and it took probably about 30 seconds to a minute. They got a nice little browning on them, and yeah. So they're going to be pretty crispy. Yeah, so we're just going to repeat that with the rest of the mushrooms. And then that'll be just about it. Alright, and that's what they look like. A lot like fried chicken, if you know anything like that, obviously. Yeah, I think they look pretty good. Hopefully they're going to taste good. We'll see once we're done with the next dish. We're making some... Alright guys, so now we're going to be making some pasta. So first we're going to start with an Alfredo sauce. Now you're going to need 1 stick of butter and 1.5 cups of heavy cream. So we're going to put this in this thing here, this pan, and we're going to let that simmer for a bit. And once it's done, we're going to add some seasonings, and I will show you what to do then. In the next slide, let it sat and thickened a little bit. We're going to dump a mixture of seasonings in, including, but not limited to, 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, some parsley flakes, and Italian seasonings in there as well. We're going to mix that in there. So now you're going to want to stir 2 cups of grated Parmesan cheese into the sauce. And we're going to mix that together. We're going to have that melt into the sauce as it's cooking. Going to make a nice thick consistency. Alrighty, I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Not a literal minute, just a little bit. So now all the Parmesan is nice and melted in that sauce. It has a nice thicker consistency, if you can see that. So now I just have to wait for those noodles to be done boiling. Just basic spaghetti noodles, store-bought, But, so once those are done, we're going to put them in this bowl. I'm going to have this lathered nice over top of it. And then we're going to bring Savannah upstairs to try the first course, the entree and appetizer. So you're making noodles, so for when they're done, to drain them obviously, but make sure they're nice and still moist, but not too wet. Oh. Alright, so we have the noodles in the bowl now, and now we're gonna transfer the sauce just like that. And now we are ready to bring her up here. The specialist girl, ready to try the first round.
So should I just stab them?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
They're really crispy.
It seems like it. Let's take like 2 at first. Look at that. Wow. Perfect.
Alright, now she's gonna try it.
Can I pick these up?
Yes.
Sorry. That's really good.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try the pasta now, just so they're not just watching me eat forever. Oh gosh. I apologize. You know how it is eating noodles, so I'll try not to be too disgusting.
Probably should snap them in half.
Wow. That Alfredo sauce is awesome, Daniel.
Thank you.
That's so good.
And the recipe for that will be in the description down below. What do you think of the Barefoot Chardonnay?
It's good. It goes well with the Alfredo.
Yeah, nice buttery. That's what the website said anyway. Right, now we're gonna get started on the lemon drum cookies. So first step is to set that oven at 350, and then we're gonna put into this bowl 2 cups of flour. So get that all good and in there. Then half a teaspoon of salt. And then 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Then mix that all together. So now that we have this all mixed together, we're gonna have a half a cup of sugar and a 1/4 cup of butter, and we're gonna fluff it together in this for about a minute. Make sure the butter's softened before you do it, and yeah, I'll show you what that looks like in a second. Alright, now that we have that fluffed together, now we're going to be adding a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla to the mix. So that's going to go in there like that. Then we're going to crack an egg. Somehow I'm going to do that one-handed. You know, that was a little bit rough trying to get that in there, but luckily we got it in without any shell. So, that's what matters. Kind of. Alright, so now we got that whipped together. So now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice with 1 tablespoon of lemon zest, and we're going to mix that together. So now that we have all that nice and combined, we're going to take half of this flour mixture. We're going to mix it in with this. And we're going to get that good incorporated. And we're going to mix in some milk and the rest of the flour, which I'll show you that in a second. Now that that's good and combined, we can mix in 1/3 cup of milk. And you can see some of the flour is accumulating on the side there. So, might want to scrape that up while it's mixing. Now in goes the rest of the flour mixture. It's really hard to do one-handed. Alrighty. So now we're going to get that combined again. Now that that's all mixed together, we're going to take a little cookie scooper. We're going to drop Pop them right onto here. Alright, so now we're gonna stick this in here. And we're gonna bake that for 12 minutes.
Hi. So, oh, hello. Welcome to our channel. Today we're making lemon drop cookies. Just tell them making them nice. First, we're preparing the eggs. Right here. We have lemon, what is the zest? Lemon zest. Lemon carbon. Butter. Butter. And lemon juice. Lemon juice. It's all lemon juice over there. On the other side. Lemon juice. Next, Amanda does all the work. Ready? Yes. So, the lemon cookies were previously we're going to make the glaze. First, 1.5 cups of sugar. This amount of milk. How much is this one? 1.5 tablespoons. 1 cup of chopped zucchini mushrooms. No. Sounds like that. 1 tablespoon lemon juice. 2 tablespoons butter. And this amount of lemon zest. Half a tablespoon of lemon zest. Or to flavor. Whichever you close enough. Next, we put it in the kitchen's mixing jar and set it for 45 minutes. No. And then we watch the powder sugar fly. Maybe just put it on 2. Well, let's go for it. Oh, welcome back. Now we dip the cookies in the magic mix. I feel like the chili chow mix. Johnny Weir or something. Okay, here we go. Get this in here. Okay. Tell them what you're doing. It's the icing. Icing. The icing. Just show one.
Alright guys, thanks for filling in for us. So, we're now ready to try them.
The cookies.
Yeah, the cookies. They turned out really nice looking.
Gonna get a small one.
Oh, nice and frosty.
Oh shoot.
Look at that.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell other people made that.
How can you tell other people made that?
Because they're good.
Our thing's not good when we make them.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Oh, I can't eat any more of that.
Savannah had a nice night tonight.
Cheers. When you're legal, guys.
You assume most of them aren't.
Just saying.
Our average audience isn't American, funnily enough. So, shout out to all my peeps in like Canada or wherever you're from. Yeah.
Should have probably cut this video about a minute ago.
Nah, I gotta shout out my peeps in Canada and Mexico and Great Britain. Hello, Captain. That's our show.
If you like this video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, and remember, the recipes I used will be in the comments below, which I had a recipe for everything but the mushrooms.
And it was delicious, so you should definitely try it all.
Yeah. Also, if you want us to make anything, once again, leave it in the comments down below.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, no.